first, we want to do my top 5 non-football moments from the Super Bowl last night.
Can't wait.
Okay, so we get a little whatever you want, Stu. A little whatever you want. Artist choice over there. Let's do an also receiving
scrambling on this one.
wait. No. Before you do music or drum rolls or anything, let's do also receiving votes because I need you for this part too, Stu. Can you do 50 things at once? Of course you can. Also receiving votes on the top 5 best non-football moments from last night. Most memorable, I should probably say, not best. Let's put top 5 most memorable non-football moments from last night. This one was Serena Williams, who was in several ads and commercials. She tried to go for the Any Given Sunday thing, and it didn't land.
On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know that's going to make the difference between winning and losing.
Oh, it's tough. Now, here is the original Al Pacino doing Any Given Sunday. Let's listen to the OG.
On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. Yeah. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the difference between winning and losing.
See, it's like, why even put Serena in that spot where you're trying to do the same thing that Al Pacino, one of the great actors of our lives, has done?
I can't stand that movie. And I know as a fact there is no person on this planet, not a single person, who cares less about professional football than Al Pacino. And I know this because I talked to a couple actors on set once about this.
Yeah.
He was acting, obviously. That movie was so dumb and that speech was so over the top. Serena never should have tried to do it.
We'll have to debate the merits of Any Given Sunday another time.
Wait, well, you didn't like the whole movie, did you?
No, I didn't like the whole movie, but it's like any Oliver Stone movie. It's like, what the heck is going on here?
Platoon is a masterpiece. Any Given Sunday. Oh my. Well, we need to do a show watch of Any Given Sunday because I think that is the cheesiest movie ever.
We have like 9 movies to watch together.
I know.
We're starting with Caddyshack 2, which Maggie maintains is a comedic masterpiece.
No, and then Blue Chips, because Perloff says it doesn't hold up. We're getting off topic. Okay. Also receiving votes for my top 5 most memorable non-football moments from the Super Bowl. Damar Hamlin coming out onto the field, not just with Damar, but all of the first responders who helped to save his life. That was an incredible moment. Also receiving votes, top 5 most memorable non-football moments. The Gronk field goal.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, guys. They showed us one angle, just the behind the shot. It hooked a little bit, but we never saw another angle. We never saw the above angle or anything. Like, did that shot actually hook?
I don't know what you're talking about. I saw it on my little computer. It looked like it missed by 30 yards.
I don't think so. It was closer than that. And we never got a replay or anything. So
you're saying,
I don't know.
You're saying FanDuel did something untoward here?
I'm not calling out anyone specifically. I'm just saying, would have liked a replay. That's all.
I mean, those are expensive commercials. I don't think they had a lot of time to go to a replay.
Maybe you had people who actually bet on it. Anyway, okay. Now let's get to the real thing. Top 5 most memorable non-football moments from the Super Bowl. Number 5. Now this one's going to be split. 2 post-game cringe moments by announcers. The first one from Chris Berman.
Also, of course, 2 African-American quarterbacks starting against each other in the Super Bowl for the first time, fittingly. February 12th is Abe Lincoln's birthday. Here we go with the highlights in case you missed it.
What? The NFL primetime music? Like, oh, don't do it, Chris. Like, oh, no. We're going to go to abolishing. You can't do the turn there. You're one of the best to ever do it, but you can't do that. And then this is tied with Terry Bradshaw also cringing as he's handing out the Super Bowl trophy. He's fat-shaming Andy Reid.
Let me get the big guy in here. Come on, waddle over here. I know that you're getting up in years now like me, and I just know that there's got to be a time you got to say to yourself, time to ride off into the sunset. That's not going to happen, is it? No. I'm going to enjoy this one right here. I'm going to tell you, this is unbelievable. Have a cheeseburger on us and enjoy the Hawaiian shirt. I will.
Come on. Waddle on over here. Guy's accepting the Super Bowl trophy. Maybe we can leave the fat jokes to the side.
Well, the cheeseburger thing is fine because that's his Andy Reid signature thing.
That has become his thing.
Yeah, no, he loves cheeseburger. He talks all the time about how after I win, I celebrate with a cheeseburger.
Sure. I'm sure that's the only time he's having cheeseburger.
I don't know. I don't have as much a problem. The first one was a lot.
Come on, waddle over here.
Come on, waddle on over.
It's Terry Bradshaw. The guy gets a pass on anything that's not completely offensive. The bourbon to me was a little worse. I was actually watching it live, or I think it was on my plane, maybe a replay, and I said, did he just reference Abe Lincoln's birth?
So
I couldn't understand what was going on.
You want to know I did that moment? That's when I was like, bink, and turn off the TV. I think we've all had enough tonight.
The Andy Reid, that was such a weird thing when Andy Reid came up to the podium, because Andy clearly loves Berman, and I'm like, are you best friends or something? What's going on here?
I don't know. It was something. But, like, Andy also knows, like, Steve Young very well.
Well, I know he coached Steve Young in San Francisco. He was part of that staff, so that made sense. Yeah, it was not the hard-hitting journalism with a capital J.
No, but also for the Eagle Eyes out there, Tammy Reed wearing the same outfit as Aaron Andrews. Okay, number 4. Yeah. Number 4, my most memorable non-football moments. And this is the only commercial that's going to make it into this list. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Farmer's Dog commercial. Everyone was crying at that one, right? I was like, are you going to actually, this dog, we're not going to see the dog in, like, the dog cemetery, are we, at the end? I thought that's where this was going. What I
heard about too, yeah.
And I was like, this one just hit me right in the heart.
Okay. I hated that commercial.
Why?
I saw it, because it is playing on heartstrings, and this trend, it wasn't the only dog commercial tonight. They're watching social media trends. People love dogs. Honestly, you didn't find it manipulative? Emotionally manipulative?
Yes, and my emotions were manipulated.
They're selling a product by reminding you of it made me sick.
Oh, and they've got the baby there, and then the dog's got all the white in
You
his
are
little
a sucker
beard.
for that ad? Does it bother you? That is so...
I was too busy crying for it to bother me.
When the girl... Listen, I cried too. I'm not going to lie. I cried. But then I felt bad about it. That is corporate... they're making real human emotions into some corporate product. It's kind of disgusting.
Laura in the chat said Farmer's Dog. That was the best commercial. I thought it was the most memorable.
It won all the Q rating things by far.
Because you remember the sad. Like, you remember the emotion of that as opposed to, like, whatever, the Breaking Bad for pop chips or whatever.
But in general, as a person, don't you not like commercials that are playing on emotions? Like that one with the woman in the Toyota and her dad is missing her. We don't know if he's dead or not.
I know.
That doesn't bother you that they're using your heartstrings to sell products?
Honestly, I didn't think about it until just this moment. Maybe I...
By the way, if I will completely flip on this if they want to sponsor us, then it was the best.
Yeah. And Perloff and I, we can cry on demand.
Maybe the emotion was too much for me, and I had to make this logical take to deflect from it because, listen, I'm a sucker. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't tear up. I mean, but I'm human.
Everyone is looking for, like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? It turns out just put someone in a lifelong relationship with their dog. Like, that's it. That's the whole thing. That's the key to advertising. Boom. Just get us to cry. Okay, number 3 on my top 5 most memorable moments from last night, non-football edition. Eagles fans booing Dak Prescott as he is accepting the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott.
What is wrong with you people?
Let me welcome your newest Walter Payton Man of the Year, Dak Prescott.
Defend yourselves, Philly fans.
Defend myself. You guys are all suckers for this manipulative dog commercial, and Eagles fans actually care about their team and are loyal to that. This fake Walter Payton Man of the Year award, which is a joke right now, by the way. I am sorry.
What, because the Russell thing?
The Russell Wilson, the fact that 24% of his charity goes to charity. The Walter Payton Man of the Award's always been a joke. Everyone knows charity's a game.
It's prestigious, man.
Everyone knows it's always been a game. I'm sorry, this is no sleep, Perloff. I'm just going to say it. The Walter Payton Man of the Award, I think inside the league it's a joke. I think it's all PR. You know it's PR.
I know, but I think that the people who receive it, I think it means something to them. They do all this charity work. I think it's like the one award that, quite frankly, is probably not tarnished in the NFL.
Remember that show about the NFL with Rock? The Rock.
Yeah, it was called Players.
Yeah, Playmakers. All right, whatever.
No. Playmakers was the other one. Ballers. Thank you.
They had a huge running line about how this player supposedly had a charity and how he's one of the good guys, and it was all a complete sham.
Okay, but that was also fiction.
Fiction based on a lot of they knew exactly what they were talking about. Come on. I actually love Dak Prescott. I think he's super cool, but I'm glad the Eagles fan booed him. I'm 100% glad.
It was peak Philadelphia sports fan.
And by the way,
to boo a guy getting a charity award.
If that dog that was getting old had a little doggy outfit with the Cowboys on, the Eagles fans would boo him. Come on, be who you are. I like that the Eagles fan booed him.
Be who you are.
They booed Santa Claus. Why not go after Dak?
I know, and Santa never put 40 up on him.
Maggie, you're the most cynical person I know. You don't look at the Walter Payton Man of the Year award a bit suspiciously?
No, it's the one thing I'm like, good for those guys.
Oh, gosh. You're the most cynical person. All right, go ahead.
I actually thought that was cool. It'd be cool to get the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Okay. Number 2 in the top 5 most memorable non-football moments in the Super Bowl, Nick Sirianni crying during the national anthem. That wasn't just a tear rolling down the cheek, no Sean Moreno style. Remember for the Broncos when he would have those massive tear that would just roll
during the anthem? No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that was no Sean Moreno's thing. But Nick Sirianni he was crying.
Yeah, I saw both sides. Has it been revealed? Was that because of the moment? Was that because of the anthem? Has he talked about it? I have not seen any reporting.
I didn't see any reporting on it. Samter, you saw something.
He did speak about it after the game, said that he just had dreamed about being in that moment for a very long time. So it felt like a culmination of his lifelong work.
Thinking about his dog.
Yeah, he probably saw on Twitter the farmer's dog, farmer's commercial.
He saw the early leak of that commercial.
Yeah.
No, listen, I imagine people get choked up during the national anthem all the time. It's not about that. It's a very moving moment. But I was just surprised at the amount of tears.
Yeah.
It was a lot, and that's a big emotional swing where now you got to, wipe the tears away. Now you got to go play.
It was, so I'm sitting there in the stands. It's game time. It's about to kick off. No comments on football. I just get this all caps text. Was Nick Sirianni crying from that?
I was like, dude, he was like crying.
Those are great. Those are really, actually, to me, those things are what make the Super Bowl so awesome is those side things. But can I share one I had?
Wait, I have number 1.
That was
number 1.
Oh, go ahead.
Number 1 and the top 5 most memorable non-football moments from the Super Bowl. Rihanna's pregnant?
Oh.
It took everyone like half of the halftime show to figure out if she was actually pregnant, because in this day and age, which I think is probably better, you're not just going to call out a woman if she looks like maybe she's gained some weight. And you can't ask a woman if she's pregnant. It's the number one thing you can't do. So everyone's doing math in their head like, didn't she just have a kid in May? What month is it now? It's February? Like, is this possible? We know that it is possible, and she was definitely out there doing the halftime show, up basically flying over the stadium, pretty significantly pregnant.
Wow.
At least 6 months.
Could you have done that when you were 6 months pregnant?
Hell no. And I had a great pregnancy. I was walking around working out and stuff, but there's no chance he would have caught me up there. I'm home with a pint of Ben & Jerry's. No way.
I couldn't see everything. Was there a harness on all those people that were going up and down?
There was a harness in the beginning. But then when she goes up at the end, which was like the big finale, she was hanging on to the microphone. I think that's what she had.
Wow.
To hold
and she's 6 months pregnant in the middle.
She looks 6 months pregnant.
She was so far up.
I know.
That's kind of terrifying.
Honestly, though, the finale is kind of what saved it, because before that, she really wasn't doing a whole heck of a lot. Like the fact that she was just, I know. The fact she was just out there pregnant was like the feat in itself. But she wasn't like dancing a lot, not compared to like Madonna or, Beyonce.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, not compared to some other entertainers we've had before. So she was just like kind of there. And her songs are still incredible. They'll always be good, but I wasn't like totally blown away by the halftime show.
I know there was a lot of social media scuttlebutt about a guest coming up. Did you think somebody would come up? And if so, who?
Anybody. It turned out the guess was the fact that she was pregnant, and she was trying to be coy.
In the womb.
Yeah. One other thing.
Yeah.
When you're that pregnant and like doing at one point like these kind of like sexy provocative dances, it just like doesn't land the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because I remember myself being that pregnant, it's like, I don't want to do that.
The sexiest dance was probably Travis Kelce the other day.
Oh my gosh, Travis.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's a